Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unified, a podcast feed from First Church Belmont Unitarian Universalist. We'll be sharing sermons and stories, especially thematic content made new every week. We're so glad you're here, and for more information about who we are and opportunities to grow and deepen, swing by the church on Sundays or check out our website at uubelmont.org. And for now, enjoy this new content.
One of my great joys in life is opening up a new Lego set. Taking out the numbered bags with pieces in them, setting them out across my desk, and working through the instruction booklet. Each page showing where new pieces should be added to other pieces, and eventually ending with that finished set, the ending always arriving too soon for me. Another great joy that I've learned is that these sets can be taken apart, can be added to, changed, altered. There is possibility beyond the instruction booklet. The building is never truly done. But I did not always know this lesson. I have to thank my two eldest nibblings for learning this. They were visiting one day, and I learned that sometimes what you build can quickly be taken apart. I learned that all of the care and intention that went into following the instructions, that went into creating something, can so easily be overcome by the joy of creating something new, of taking what is and making it what it is now. The spiritual practice of patience is key in these moments, and this patience illuminates with imagination. My appreciation of Lego started at a very young age. I was drawn to the sense of what could be a step or so removed from reality, the complexity of life represented by interlocking plastic bricks, a world made manageable, approachable, even in some way controllable. I was drawn in by the imagination Lego bricks require to make them more than what they are. And I am still fond of building with Lego bricks to creatively construct with pieces that end up taking on meaning and metaphor. Our chalice today, or at least one of them, made from Lego, shows us how pieces can come together. We have both a collection of bricks and a singular object. We have instructions to guide us, but we can also create outside of the stricter nature of instructions. Either way, with or without the instructions, we could build a chalice. But when we lean into the possibility of creating without rigid instruction, we get something that belongs to us. We can imagine, and through this act of imagination, we can ask ourselves how we want the structures we create to work, how they support us, how they invite people or minifigures into a community. To help with this journey of understanding, I want to bring focus to the Lego movie. Reverend Martha shared earlier the synopsis of this movie, and there are a few pieces to highlight. Thank you. In particular, we have the character of Emmett Brakowski. He moves through the world with a certain blissfulness, some might say blissfully unaware. For Emmett, we come to know him as a character who follows instructions. His life is shaped by instructions. Like so many Lego people in his town, he follows the instructions. Everything done according to the instruction booklet. And he does not really have any worries. As long as he follows the instructions, everything in his life is awesome. Not awesome in the sense of full, of awe, but awesome in the sense of great or good. Everything for Emmett is awesome because that is what the instructions allow for. In case you don't remember or never saw the film, Everything is Awesome is one of the songs from the Lego Movie. It is poppy, very upbeat, and can easily get stuck in your head. And perhaps this is awesome for you. And this song really explains Emmett's mindset. He views his world as awesome. Every part of it, all of existence for Emmett is awesome. But we must remember, Emmett's perception of reality is through the instruction booklet. He knows how to move about his day because of instructions. Awesomeness is not so much Emmett's decision, but an affirmation, a false affirmation of following those instructions. What happens, though, when there are no instructions? For Emmett, this is the question he deals with in the movie. He comes to learn what can be possible without that instruction booklet. He learns to build with the help of other Lego pieces who love and care for their shared world. He learns how to make something out of a pile of bricks. He learns how to pull together pieces from different sets to create something new. In one instance in this movie, Emmett creates a double-decker couch. And he does this in a moment of great need for his found family of builders. On first glance, though, the people he is helping look at this and think to themselves, "We are in danger, and you made us a couch? We are in danger, and you made us a couch." Now, I'm going to ask you to hold on to that question for a minute as we shift. For us, as humans, and not Lego minifigures, the idea of an instruction booklet might seem silly. Perhaps it is something we would like from time to time, especially when dealing with difficult events. But humanity is not afforded instructions in the same way as a Lego set offers. And I recognize how we try to grab for instructions, how we might yearn to know what to do with the pieces around us. We try to frame our lives around something. Our shared Unitarian Universalist values could be understood as instructions. We are invited to imagine these values, interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity, as who we are or how we aspire to live. And if we say this is who we are or what we aspire to, we establish in some way what guides us. Our shared values suggest how we are built and how we want our world to be. But here is an important point. Though we might understand these shared values as guiding our lives, we are not given these values. We arrived at them through discernment, through process. We come to understand and accept our shared values by choosing. We agree that there is something alive to what guides us, and we can build from and with what has existed. We can include parts and pieces that were not there before. Love is at our center. This phrase has come to the foreground of theological discourse with our shared values. Yet love was not written into the Unitarian Universalist principles that came before. And yet we recognize the presence of love, or at least we recognize how including this piece that is love makes this new construction closer to who we are and to who we want to be. Unitarian Universalists do not follow instructions. And I don't mean this quite so literally, but I think we are one of the many examples in this shared life of how to go about the journey of living in a way that is open to possibility. We are guided by certain language, covenants, behaviors, and we are open to looking at what we have built and adjusting the pieces. We do that within this church, and we do it beyond our walls as well. Earlier this week, there was a group from this church who joined Unitarian Universalists from across the state for UU Mass Advocacy Day. This is a day when UUs meet with their state representatives and senators to advocate for particular pieces of legislation at the State House, bills that are aligned with our UU values. We come together on days like this because we accept that everything is not awesome. We come together to advocate for better laws that make our communities safer, that make our communities more equitable, that make our communities more affordable to live in. We come together to advocate for laws that make our communities instead of taking them apart. Within my House and Senate district, I was partnered with folks who were advocating for legislation about climate change, housing, and immigration. We are a people interested in creating a new reality that lets us live, that lets us breathe, that lets us flourish. Unlike Emmett Rakowski, who floated through life thinking everything was awesome because that's what he was told to think, we are committed to honestly recognizing that everything is not awesome. And we act on this commitment by showing up to talk to our state reps and senators. We act on this commitment by marching through the streets of Boston with thousands and thousands of other people interested in taking the pieces around us and making a new life, and making this new life now. We imagine, we think of the future, and we grab the pieces near us and we create that future now. Everything is not awesome. There are countless ways in which our reality is not awesome. I do not need to list those for you. What I want to do, though, is to remind you that even though everything is not awesome, we have something to help us. These are not instructions that end in perfection, but we have and hold deep commitments and values that guide us. And it is those sorts of commitments and values that will help us. And when we build from those commitments and values, we might end up with a double-decker couch. So let's go back to that question I asked you to hold. We are in danger, and you made us a couch? I want to affirm that we go about life in creative ways that depend on our imaginations. And we might think we know how to get to the safer place. But I invite us to consider what might not be obvious. Emmett Rakowski made that double-decker couch as a place of comfort and community. He wanted a place for his friends to watch TV. He wanted there to be enough space for everyone. What he ended up creating unknowingly was a place for his found family to escape danger. The minifigures could hide under the cushions, and this couch could float on the water. They escaped danger because of a couch. And as we live through history, I invite you to consider this reminder, to consider how our creative minds will imagine a new way, and perhaps an unexpected way. But I know this. We will do this together. We will do this side by side. We will do this without instructional booklets. We might not always know the very next step. But with our commitments and values as guides, we will know how to put the pieces together, how to take them apart, how to combine what needs to be brought together, how to be pieces of resistance in a world that demands conformity. And to finish, I want to share these words from Emmett Burkowski that echo back with the story that Reverend Martha told earlier. And Emmett says this in the movie: "I want you to join me. Look at all of these things that people built. You might see a mess. What I see are people inspired by each other and by you. People taking what you made and making something new out of it. You are the most talented, most interesting, and extraordinary person in the universe. And you are capable of amazing things because you are the special. And so am I, and so is everyone. It's about all of us." Amen. Blessed be.